Today we are going to be looking at Murdoch University Scholarship. This scholarship is in Australia. It is currently open and the deadline is 30th September 2026. It's for those that want to carry out their Master of Philosophy, Master in Research or a doctorate degree. Now, what does the scholarship cover? You get a stipend that is tax-free of 37,000 Australian dollars per annum. They also cover your tuition fee. Now, the scholarship is already currently open. Now, if you're someone that is interested in schooling in Australia, you just stick around my page because this is the RTP scholarship period. That's the research training period. So I'm going to be bringing a lot of scholarship from Australian universities. Obviously, it's not just going to be only Australia. I'm going to mix it up, but just be glued to this page from every Tuesday and Saturday. I bring out new scholarship videos that you can apply for and I show you how to apply for them. Now, if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this video and also share. Thank you guys. Now, what you'll be needing to apply for this scholarship, you'll be needing your CV, a research proposal, a referee report, your degree certificate, your passport and English language score if English is not your first language. But before you get into the official application, for international students, you have to submit an expression of interest. Now, the expression of interest is quite simple and easy to submit. In fact, you can submit it after you watch this video. Now, before you officially apply as an international student, there's something called the expression of interest. I'm going to be showing you that. You're just going to fill in some information and you send the expression of interest form to them. When they now look at the expression of interest and they look at the information you fill, they will now determine if they want to invite you to make a formal application or not. So when you submit the expression of interest, you will give them time. Then if they invite you, you can now submit a formal application. That's where you will need all these documents I'm talking about. And then if they do not invite you, then you will not submit. So it just makes it easy so that you don't have to waste a lot of time during the formal application process when they know you will not get it. Although the expression of interest, them telling you to submit application for the expression of interest does not mean you automatically get the admission, but it just means that they have seen that you have the qualifications that may meet it. Now I'm going to be showing you how to apply for this scholarship and how to submit your expression of interest. So you can read the eligibility. You have to meet the requirements of the degree you are interested in. You should have at least a first or a second class upper. If you're applying for a PhD, then you should have a master's degree or equivalent, and if you're applying for a master's degree, then you should have a bachelor's degree. Now we're going to be looking at how to apply for this. We'll click on the application form. Now this is apply for a research degree, right? Now before you apply, you have to check your eligibility. So check the course you're interested in, check your eligibility. As I already told you, for an international student, you have to submit an expression of interest and then be invited to apply for a research degree. You have found a potential supervisor and then you can write your own research proposal. Now, they told you for how to apply for your application with documentation, what your CV should contain and the rest, but let me first show you how to submit your expression of interest because that's what is important. So once you're ready to apply, you just click on courses. Once you click on courses, you click on find a course. So once you click on find a course, it's going to take you to this page. Now for this page, this is the search bar. You just click on courses here and then you look at you click on filter. So I clicked on research courses since the scholarship covers research courses. So then we can see the degrees that they offer under the research program. You can see doctorates, but I'll be using a master's in research to show you an example of how to apply. Let me look for something interesting. Okay, so we have the Masters of Exercise Science. As you can see, it is a master's degree in research. So I'll just click on masters. So I'm clicking on Masters of Research and then it's going to take me to this page. Now you have to make sure that your page shows for international students. Why that is important is that you want to be getting the information right for international students if you're an international student. If you go and click on domestic students own, you may be getting entry requirement that is different from what you may need, and that may affect you when you are applying. Now you can see for this Master of Research, it's a 2-year course and it is full-time. So this is the course overview. Now we have to look at the admission requirements because it's very important. You should have at least minimum a bachelor's degree in exercise sciences, sports sciences, or other related discipline. you should have successfully completed a graduate course in the same discipline requiring at least 1 year of equivalent full-time study. So if you have a bachelor degree in this, then and it's something you're interested in, then you can apply for it. Now you will meet the English language requirements. I'm going to be showing you how to meet that later on. So this is the course structure. This is how the course is structured, the required units you have to take. So it's very important that you also read this just to understand if this is a course you're interested in, if you know that you can do 2 years of research in this, right? Once you have picked your course and you're interested, if you're an international student, you go to find a potential supervisor before you submit your expression of interest. So you find a potential supervisor. Once you click on that, finding a potential supervisor, it will take you to this page. Now, once it takes you to this page, they're telling you what you have to do. Now, in order to find a potential supervisor, you do your homework. So you develop an idea about your approach to your field. You invite your prospective supervisor to meet with you in person. So you just send them an email and then you develop your expectation from the beginning, right? They also tell you what do you expect from your supervisor, intellectual support, emotional support, quality assurance, and all that. Then what your supervisor expects from you, there are other information here that you can read. But now you don't really need to reach out to the supervisor before you submit your expression of interest actually, but you just want to figure out if you find a supervisor that you can put down their names in the expression of interest. So what you do is you click on search for an expert, right? This is what it's going to look like. Now, because I decided to take a master's degree, a master's of research in exercise science, I'm going to be clicking on exercise just so that they give me everybody that their research focus is in that aspect. So you can see these are the list of staffs that are their research area is in exercise science. So I'm going to be picking this associate professor. So once you click on his name, opening a new tab, this is what it's going to show. So this is about him. This is his organization affiliation, education. So this is his Scopus ID. So you can paste his ID on Scopus and it's going to be generating all the research he has done that is published on Scopus journal. This is his research output. So this is his publication. He has about 180 publications. You can read about it, as I always say, just to make sure that his research interest is aligned with your own and this is something you are interested in. See his conference, publication, data set, and other information. You can even check out his grants. If he has grants, okay, so you can see the grant he has gotten and the years he has gotten it. So once you check him out and you see that you want him to supervise you or you just want to reach out to him as a possible supervisor, this is his email address here. You just go back and you check his email address. This is where it is. You can copy it and then you can send him an email. But before filling out the expression of interest, as I said, you do not necessarily need to send him any email. So let's go back to the entry requirements, right? So when you go back to entry requirements, you scroll down. As they said, if you are applying for a research degree, you need to, as an international student, so they say prospective international research applicants are required to complete and submit an expression of interest in the higher degree research candidature form before applying for admission. So this is the form. So we'll just open it. Once you click on it, it's going to open. So this is what the form looks like. So you're going to download the form and you're going to be filling it, right? They say how to use this form is for potential applicants, and on the basis of this expression of interest, you may be invited to apply for admission using the application for admission and scholarship form. Note that this is not a formal application and do not attach any supporting documentation. So as I told you, this is what you first submit. So you're going to be entering all these details about yourself, whether you're an international student, your country of citizenship, if you have applied for this university before, then give contact details, your email or telephone that is active at least 1 month after submitting this form. Now this is why I showed you how to pick or check for your course, because you'll be thinking whether you want to apply for a PhD program, an MPhil program, Master of Research, right? So you have to make sure that before you fill in this form, you pick the course you're interested in and make sure you meet the entry requirements, right? Now they said, will you consider other research-based program if you are not eligible for entry for your first preference? You can pick yes or no. I always recommend yes. Then what is your proposed area of research? So which area do you want to research under? So you're going to be putting that. In order for potential advisors to identify whether it is possible to provide appropriate resources for you at the time you wish to undertake your graduate research degree, we will require details of your proposed commencement. So when would you be starting? So usually the first trimester is usually February to or March of 2027, or if you're depending on your course. Some courses start first semester, some other semester. So you have to check your course and see what time your course starts. So let me show you. So for this course of Master of Exercise that I showed you, if you want to check for the trimester, you just scroll down. So you can see that this course starts trimester 1 2026, trimester 3 trimester 1 2027, and trimester 3 2027. So you view their teaching period. Let's say I want to start trimester 1 2027. Click on teaching period. Scroll down. There's no for 2027 we can't see where the semester starts. 2026 semester 1, it starts February. Yes, so February, March. So you can use that in your expression of interest. So for your expression of interest, you can just put February 2027 if you want to commence a semester 1 of 2027. But if you have another month and year in date, you can put that. Therefore, full-time or part-time. Now remember, for that scholarship it is only full-time, so you have to put full-time. Now your research interest, right? This is where they said to help you match your research interest with potential advisors. Briefly outline your proposed research project or research interest. So tell them what your research interest is about. If you have a proposal, they said attach the proposal to your email, because you'll be sending this form via email. So if you already have a proposal, you can attach it to when you're submitting this. I'll also say if you already have a proposal, you can try and fit the proposal into their own templates, just so that it gives you a better shot at it. Now, please identify any Murdoch University academic with which you would like to discuss your research interest with. That's why I showed you how to check for proposed supervisor, and I also told you that you do not even need to reach out to them. So if you just identify them, you can put their name, their school means their department or their faculty, and the email address, which you can copy from where I showed you how to look for the supervisor. Now your academic qualification, you enter your employment or research experience, you also enter that, and your publications. Now if you don't have any publication, you can just leave that there. Then list any professional qualification, membership, award, prizes, or any relevant information. If you do not have, you can also leave it blank. Now your language proficiency, is English your first language? You tick yes. If it's not your first language and you intend to sit for IELTS or TOEFL at a later date, you tick it. If you have English language requirements, you can enter the kind of English, the results, the test dates, and the score. Now this is another important one, the scholarship support. Now the university may award a living allowance or a tuition fee scholarship to a graduate research degree candidature. Know that these scholarships are limited and are only available for candidates with highly competitive track record, right? Now tick all boxes that apply. You tick, if you want to apply for that RCP scholarship, you have to tick I need research to undertake studies as Murdoch. You tick yes. If you have been awarded a tuition fee scholarship from another organization, you can tick it. Now if you have been awarded a living allowance too, you tick it. If you have a tuition fee scholarship, why you tick yes is that if you may be considered, you only be considered for the allowance own. And if you have an allowance own, you may be considered for the tuition fee own. But I'm assuming if you are watching me, you most likely don't have neither have the tuition or the allowance. So you click the first one, I require a scholarship to undertake studies at Murdoch, you click yes. Now if you have been awarded a scholarship already, you enter it down below. But if you are not being awarded, just pass it. Then why do you want to do research? You have to explain with a maximum of 100 words why you want to do your research at Murdoch. So you are going to be explaining the reason why you want to undertake the research, the reason why you want to undertake the research in that course, and also why you are picking Murdoch University. Talk about their researchers in Murdoch University. Maybe they have done like research that is aligned with yours that you want to tap into, their ranking and stuff like that. You explain that on why you want to do your research. And just if you have other personal reasons why you want to do your research, please make sure you also put that there. Now they say you have to have you answered all the questions truthfully, other things. you tick yes, enter your title and your name, your signature, your date, and then you download the form that you have filled and you send it to this email here. Now, as they said, if you have your research proposal, also attach it. And those are the only two things you're allowed to attach. Don't attach your CV. Don't attach your transcript. Don't attach any other thing. Is this and your research proposal if you have one. If you don't have one, you can just submit this thing, fill it in and submit it. And that's all. That's all you need to apply for this Murdoch university page, at least the initial application. Once you have now done this application, once you send it to them, they will now process it and they will now invite you to now make a formal application. That's when you can go back and follow those other steps. Just if they invite you to make a formal application, you just go back to the course that you want to study, click on how to apply, and it's going to direct you to the how to apply page, so you can apply to Murdoch online directly. So you click on, so this is the portal. This is after you have submitted your expression of interest and they have applied, they have told you to come and apply. That's when you need to prepare your CV, your referee report, your certificate, your transcripts and other things. You click on create new account, enter for your information, and then you can now apply. So I've showed you how to apply for this, at least the preliminary application, which is the expression of interest. I've also showed you how to apply for the next one, which is the main application after you are being invited. If your expression of interest is successful, there's no application fee needed. Do not need to apply via agents. So that's all for this scholarship. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Bye guys.